Hey, 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 hey. Hey, 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 hey. Hey, 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 hey! I want to cuss so bad, but my master instructor is working on my vocab.
Okay.
But y'all got me so hyped up in here. I got the immaculate, the irresistible, the dynamic, the I will get in your face and tell you the truth, Miss Felicia Tripp, who's going to be my
Felicia.
co-host and host. I ran out of words yesterday when I was doing the promo.
Okay. But you did memorize what you wrote down.
I memorized something, yeah, just a little bit. Okay. And I worked on my verbiage. Go right ahead. Tell us who you are and what we got going on this morning, Miss Tripp.
Hey, I don't even know how to follow up behind that one now. That was, hey, thank you.
You so what? Hey, that's that, hold on. That's that Nairobi, Kenya vibration.
Okay.
All the way from the
Okay.
motherland.
Love it,
All
love
right,
it.
all right. Go right ahead, Miss Tripp.
So, yes, I am Felicia Tripp, born and raised Jacksonian / Mississippian. Amen. Glad to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, we can't never get enough of you.
Hey.
We just trying to figure out how we can bottle some of it up and start marketing it international. All right. Also, we got another superhero in here. Words will not describe this king, this warrior king, this motivator, this innovator, superhero, James Thor Hopkins. Where's the hammer?
Look,
What a hammer,
bring
brother.
the hammer.
What a hammer,
Look,
brother.
I said I have to bring the hammer. But look, I had, like I said, I had a long night last night. And one thing I said I was going to do today, which I never do, I said I was going to be on time.
And you was on time.
Being on time.
You was on time.
I had to leave little Thor behind. I had to leave him behind. He cried like a baby, but I had to leave him behind.
You had to leave him behind?
Yes, sir.
You know, when we leave in the house, we don't ever leave with everything we need the first time we leave.
There you go.
All right. Can you reflect on that, Miss Tripp?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I think that's the mantra to my life, apparently, having to go back sometimes.
I think I walk out the house and go back 5 times. My neighbor looking at me like, damn, is he okay? No, I'm not okay.
Right.
Which is exactly why I'm always late. Look, let me tell you, I'm going to tell you a funny story about that. When I leave work, they always say, he'll be right back.
No.
And I'll be like, nope, no, I won't.
Uh-huh.
And I get out to my car, and sure enough, I go back in that building at least twice, even when I'm leaving. So I don't know what it is, but I just never get everything the first time.
I think we got too many gadgets we have to keep up with.
That's what it is.
Okay.
And me, I'm willing to leave some things behind, but what I've started doing is keeping an extra bag with me.
Wow.
Okay.
Is that the key to it? I need another bag.
Like, yeah. Then you got to switch out the things in the bag when you look in the bag.
Then you going to forget to put something back in the bag that you should have taken out. Okay.
So you need a bag for the bag.
A bag for the bag.
For the bag. All right, we're going to jump right on in this morning. We got community connections, conversation. Laughter goes a long ways. Pull your mic a little bit closer to your brother Hopkins. Just bring it on right. There you go. I know you're working all these different mics through the week.
All right.
You good? Okay. All right, man. It's a pleasure to have you in the building this morning.
Pleasure to be here.
Man, what it say? Better to be seen than be looked at.
Hey,
Better to be seen than to be looked at. All right. What we're going to do first of all is we're going to give you all a little recap of what Community Connections Conversations is all about, and also Community Strong. Fort Jackson MS got a new chapter, Community Strong, Nairobi, Kenya. We got our president out there. I got that from you. I got a president out there called Miss Dada Rose. We want to make sure that we give a shout out to our brothers and sisters in Nairobi. Yeah. putting together this next trip in the next 2 years so I can take some more minds and some more eyes over there so that we can see what we can do to not only be financially engaged, but to bring some economics to those in the community. Yeah, they got Brother Hopkins. You talk about want some workers.
Yeah.
I got 5.1. I got 5.8 million. You can choose your own.
Right.
They hustling. They getting it in. All right, Miss Tripp, if you don't mind, if you be so kind as to share with us, to the best of your ability, of my writing, to kind of let us know what we got going on with Community Connections Conversation.
Community Connections Conversations for community. Strong. Okay?
Strong.
You guys, if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you also follow on Facebook. And if you're watching on Facebook, make sure you follow and like on YouTube, okay? Community Connections, the purpose is to connect, inform, engage, and empower, educate, inspire, stimulate, network and relationships, and make sure we're sharing in conversations.
Sharing in conversations.
Yes,
Okay.
think that's what you wrote.
Okay.
Yes.
I don't know. Go right ahead. I ain't reading mine. Go right ahead. What we got? I know we got some more on there. I got enough on there. I got a blog on there.
Genuine concern, love for community, emphasizing joy, fun experiences, living life or on life's terms. Life be lifing, no shaming, no blaming, judgmental free zone, energy, passion, compassion, empathy, sympathy, failures, successes, lift and steadfastness. Get up off the couch and do some work. Get up on your feet.
Get up off your couch and do some work. Brother Hopkins, what does get up off? I mean, all they got to do is just watch you leave the house. What does get up off the couch and do some work?
Get up off the couch. Like you can't accomplish anything sitting in one spot. You know, not just, we talking about that literal couch, but we also mean, you know, just figuratively speaking, stop just sitting in one place.
One place.
You can change the world. You can't even change yourself sitting in one place.
Amen.
So just move around, be involved, get involved in something. If you see a problem, instead of just always complaining about it, look for the solution to it. And then if you can't solve it, find the people who can solve it and work with them, network with them, and communicate.
Wow. I think you kept it simple.
That's it.
You kept it simple. Get up and do something. Get up and connect with somebody. Go somewhere. Meet somebody. Put some work on it. Stop blaming and shaming. Okay. Right. Brother Hopkins, I would be remiss if I didn't let you hit us in the head with that hammer called prayer. So I'm going to take my hat off.
Okay.
Hold on. Let me get my phone over here, son.
Now, before I do this, and somebody got on me this morning and said, you take those plaques out of your head last night.
Oh, you had your hair braided up?
I did it. I was just, you know, sometimes I do it it's almost with therapeutic.
Right.
And I got a lot of hair up there, so every now and then I might just plait it a little bit.
Okay.
Get that hair right there.
Go ahead.
All right, we're going to say a quick prayer. Father God, in the name of Jesus, Lord, we thank you for this day. We thank you for Brother Howard. We thank you for bringing him back safely to spread the word of Africa and to teach our people who we really are and who we really are to each other. Thank you for Miss Tripp for being here today. This is my first time meeting the Lord, but I believe you've connected me with someone who is great in the work she does and who is also going to be great in the work that Reset Jackson does. Lord, we just thank you for this building. We thank you for Miss White. We thank you for everyone that thought enough to get off the couch today. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Hey. Amen. And as Coach Abashi would say, Ashe. All right. We're going to dive right on in. I got a little mind food, and then we're going to let you and Miss Tripp chop it up on the couch. So let's see what the mind food consists of today. Let me see. Here we go. Every storm has two purposes. Ms. Tripp, what is the word purpose? What your reflection on the word purpose?
Meaning. Purpose, the reason why.
Okay.
The meaning of the why. That's purpose.
I feel about the same. The reason why things they are. Purpose is, I guess, you look at it more than one way, really. Definitely, the reason the reason we do things the way we do, but also purpose is something that's destined.
Okay.
Like my purpose is what I'm destined to do. So I don't know if that's making any sense
Yes,
to you.
sir.
But a purpose is also to me something that's already pre-written. This is what you're supposed to do. This is your purpose.
Okay. And I'm going to go with the purpose is having an opportunity to redefine yourself by reflecting on yourself.
Right.
So I've got a purpose now that I got to get back to Africa.
Got to get back to
So
Africa.
that's my purpose. So nothing else is in my visual or in my optics, in my focal. I have got to get back to Africa. Okay, that's my focus. By all means necessary, by any means necessary, I've got to get back to Africa again. And then when I go back the third time, I got to take some people with me.
There you go.
Okay, so that's mine.
Your purpose, your reason, and you're gonna own purpose.
And my
What's your
why.
purpose?
Yeah. And nothing else really matters.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So every storm has two purposes: to destroy what isn't solid and to reveal what is. Every storm has two purposes: to destroy what isn't solid and to reveal what is. Who wants to go with that first? For the 100.
Hey, anytime you talk about storm, I shake a little bit. My
That's your background.
Yeah, a lot of my background is in dealing with disaster preparedness, and so with that being said, what's interesting is when natural storms such as a tornado, hurricane go through, you do see certain structures that were able to withstand the storm.
Wow.
Others that are completely gone, and
Mhm.
others that need some repair. But what is truly revealed are the systems in place from a political standpoint, a community standpoint.
Wow.
That human infrastructure is often revealed to have been a facade and just kind of going through the motions. And during those moments of devastation and trauma, we could take that time to push accountability if we can step outside of our trauma to do that. But that's what I think of.
That is
from
so
what you
deep.
said.
I didn't when these come across the timeline, I don't know how they're gonna apply. But this lady works storms. How many years were you in the storm business? I mean, you're still in the storm business now, but how many years have you put into being in the storm business industry?
On different levels of it, exceeding 12.
Wow.
Exceeding 12. Actually, darn, exceeding 16. Forgot.
What department were you with?
I was the head of disaster for the American Red Cross covering the state of Mississippi. I am the current chair for the disaster committee for the NAACP. I'm the chair of the Jackson Committee of the Environmental and Climate Justice Committee, which also covers disaster. I work with a renewable energy company, which we work with the storm recovery to get people up and going back with SRS or single room systems. And I've been a trainer in that arena, gone through ICS FEMA training, worked for MEMA as well.
This lady deep.
And the International Chemical Workers Union through the Coalition of Black Trade Union is where I got my foot in the door through community preparedness and training under OSHA and mold remediation lead, which it all intersects. So
Wow. That lady sounds like a universal official, doesn't she?
She does.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. Go right ahead and give me your take on the purpose in the
And
storm.
That was. I love the phrase. I love the saying, and it's true. I don't know if that's the purpose, but I definitely know that that's what it does.
It does.
A lot of times if you got storms in life where you think something may be solid and, life happens and all of a sudden you realize, hey, this wasn't what I thought it was, or the one that you thought wasn't solid is what stays, what's standing. So I think, storms also, they confuse things. The storms come to mix things up and give you a different outlook on things. Even after the storm, you see with tornadoes and bad storms, and then right after that, the skies are just beautiful.
Beautiful. The weather is immaculate the next
Right,
day.
it's like the best it ever looks is after a storm. So I think storms kind of, they're to also mix things up and let you see, your do's and your don'ts.
Right.
Your haves and have-nots.
Okay. My take on the storm is you get a chance to reflect that we are not in control.
Yes.
Only thing we can control is preparation.
That's
Yes.
right.
Only thing we can control is listening to being prepared.
Yes.
The only thing we can control is never underestimating the might of the all-powerful one.
Absolutely.
And last but not least, a reflection on we're only as good as the next person stepping up to assist us through the storm. Everyone gets a turn.
That's right.
Everybody gets a turn. It may be my neighborhood today. It could very easily be your household tomorrow. So everyone gets a turn. All right. Brother Hopkins, we're going to dive in right quickly on. You've got a lot of different things. You never stop working. You never stop implementing. So let me put this little flyer up here, and we want to start with our infamous and famous Reset Jackson, and let us know where we are. I know we've changed the colors on the logo.
Yes,
So
sir.
please bring us up to date on the colors of the logo. The message is the same.
Right.
No. Even the message has mutated, hasn't it?
The message is mutating.
Oh,
but
mutating.
It's not completely where we want it, but we getting it in the direction where we want to take the new message.
Okay, so let me make sure that microphone. Bring that microphone.
All right. Let me.
I'm gonna put the camera on this. There you go.
All right.
All that voice. There you go.
Okay.
All right, go right ahead.
Yeah,
This way.
I switched the colors to green. Green represents life. So what we're trying to do is bring life. You did that. You did that too. You did that too.
Hey, they can see that.
Right.
They need to feel that.
They need to feel
The
it.
chrome effect.
That's right.
Okay, go right ahead, sir.
We need to bring life back into Jackson, and just into each other. So of course everybody knows what Reset Jackson means. It's not about changing all the leaders and things of that nature. It's basically resetting the culture and the mindset of our people. And honestly, as a people, we're dead as a people when it comes to working with each other, protecting each other, looking out for each other, and then believing in ourselves. So our spirit over the years in this city has been broken in a way where we have to just bring it back to life. So I thought about life and green and, everything on God's green earth, life starts, and I just wanted to just put a color in there that will represent life.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why we switched it to green. And the message we're trying to change is
We ain't trying.
the
try-
message we're going to change.
Right.
What we used to do with Reset Jackson is we just did a lot of marches, a lot of prayer rallies and things of that nature, which we're still going to be involved in stuff like that. But we're actually trying to get our young people, trying to pass that torch.
Did you just use the word try again? You ain't trying.
Okay.
You are doing it. You are convicted with intentions.
We are actually
Yes.
passing the torch
Yes.
to our young people because I'm still, the main face of Reset Jackson, but I have a young man from Jackson State. He's a sophomore at Jackson State. He's my youth president, and he does so much now for Reset Jackson that he's almost becoming the face of Reset. But then I also have my president, a young lady named Deja, who does so much work with our young women, but she's more of a behind the scenes type person. She don't like being out front. So I'm passing Reset Jackson basically down to the next generation because they have more life than me, and I'm not saying life as in I'm gonna die soon, but they just have more inside of them. They have more movement, more motion. They call it motion. They teaching me all these young words too. But they have a drive, that me, Bruh Howard, and other people our way, we're not gonna always be able to get out there and do the work that we do.
Mm-hmm.
So we're giving it down to the younger people, but the message is changing from so much as let me come to your community and feed you, and let me come to your community and clean up for you, and let me do this for you and that for you, to come and join me and let me show you how to do it for yourself.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
So If you notice, we hadn't done a whole lot of community feedings. You know, that was something that we were big on last year. We were doing it every single weekend. But I found out and realized that we're just feeding people food, but we're not feeding them knowledge. We're not feeding them culture. We're not feeding them spirituality and the understanding of Christ. And we're not teaching them how to do the things that's necessary for them to not have to come get the food.
So you're leaning more, it sounds like, towards self-determination.
Self-determination, right. And just changing their mindset, changing the culture of who we believe we are. You know, just because you're unemployed doesn't mean you can't make money.
Right.
You know, and that's really what we're trying to do. But we're focusing more on the younger generation because it's the younger generation that's going to have to, you know, take the baton. It's the younger generation that's going to have to lead the city. They're going to have to lead us, you know. And I think one of the biggest problems we have in this city and even in this world, when you look at how long, you know, people have been in Congress, you know, 40 and 50 years and
wow,
stuff like
ridiculous.
that, is we are afraid to pass the torch to the next generation. Right. You know, and I think once we do that, we'll understand why it's so hard for us to get anything done.
So, you know, one of the things that I've always had a gripe with, and I think it was about 10 years ago, there was a young lady who organized this really massive event. And everybody, you know, congratulated her, which, you know, all that was deserved. But then they start saying, okay, it's your turn, take over. But my view was a whole lot different. It was, you all are part of the mess that's created.
Right.
So you just gonna leave it on her and not do anything? So
right.
I didn't. Hey, bro, I ain't know where Miss Tripp was going with that.
I was waiting for it. I was waiting for it.
You gonna leave in the rain with no umbrella? Go ahead.
Exactly.
Yeah,
you know,
in the storm.
And so I like what you said about, you know, this is the person who you want to have in charge, and so you're working with him through preparation,
right,
and really laying down the groundwork. What are your thoughts though when people do say that? Okay, let's give it to the young folks. But you know, like I know, hey, you're from Jackson, right?
Right.
And I'm from Jackson, and we've had a first glance, a lens of seeing some of the things that have happened and who's been involved. Is it possible to have a duality of making amends and also working with the young people?
It is.
Who are hopefully not tainted, who don't have that tainted lens.
It's a process, but we have to trust the process and see the process through. I love what you said about they told her, okay, now it's yours. The problem is,
I want this. Look, I don't want this dirty diaper.
Right.
Can I get a fresh one?
But you have to work with them in the process.
Yes.
You know, I don't have any immediate intentions of saying, okay, I'm done with Reset Jackson.
Right.
But what I do know is I can see what I want the haircut to look like before I start cutting the head.
Yes.
So right now we're cutting the hair. And once it's a finished product, then I know I can trust this person, you know, to lead it. But I think what most people, when they say that, well, I can't say what most people think. I'm going to just say me.
Right.
I don't expect anyone to just say, boom, I'm done. It's yours.
Yes.
But what I do expect them to do as leaders, as aging leaders, you need someone working with you who knows every single thing that you do, who knows how to do the things that you do.
Right.
So when you step down, we're not going to miss a beat.
Having to figure out things.
Exactly. And I think that's one of the reasons why, well, I can't say names, but I know some of them won't step down because of that reason, because they're so afraid that they don't have someone.
Are we talking about elected officials right now? Okay.
They're afraid that they don't have someone who can do that job.
So I look at elected officials a little different than I will say other positions of leadership, because even if I never, let's just say I was an elected official, right? And I'm in my 40th year. If I never wanted to step down, if death had to take me out, there is a process. It's called voting.
Right.
So is it the elected officials' fault, or is this a us problem?
Well, when you talk about voting, if we're going to be honest about it, popularity wins votes. if you're that 40-year elected official, and no, you may not be doing anything wrong in your job, but everybody knows your name. So they'll say, well, I'm going to vote for the person I know. Well, he been there this long and she's been there that long, so I'm going to go ahead and vote for them. To me, it's not about, certain things are not about the vote. Certain things about at what point do you decide
as an individual,
I'm not fit for this day and age,
right?
This generation. I need to be bringing somebody else up. We can take Jackson, instead of just saying like nation, we take Jackson, and the reason we're having such a hard time navigating in Jackson, I'm going to say leaders, is because Jackson is still being ran like Jackson was ran 20 years ago.
Right.
And
True.
It does not work. We're not the Jackson from 20 years ago. We're still ran by the people that was running Jackson 10 years ago. We're not even the same we were 10 years ago, but there's no involvement. Even if you don't want to step down, but you have to involve the people who understand the crisis that we're going through, who understand that the youth, are really causing a lot of the problems. So how do we get the youth? You don't get the youth on you. You can't fix the problem of the youth if you're not involving the youth. And that's one of the biggest issues we have. We don't involve them in anything. Only thing we do is call them to the table and say, well, I cook your food. This is what you're eating. You don't then bring them into the kitchen and say, okay, this is what's in the cabinet. What can I give you to make you satisfied?
Well, okay, you mentioned self-determination though, right? So again, this is an individual in a seat.
Right.
Wouldn't self-determination say that the voters need to be making a decision to move people out of the way more so than us harping on the individual to move? There's a process.
Yeah, they definitely is one. Yeah, the voters do have to do that. But at the same time, the voters have to be self-determined too, because we're like,
that's
sheep.
what I mean. If you are self-determined, then you will know that this is impeding progress, right?
Right, which is what we're trying to do now with Reset Jackson.
And when we want to make progress, we feel like several individuals are in the way of that. But as opposed to saying that the individual elected official needs to get someone ready, because who they get ready may not be accepted by the voters, right?
Okay.
So how do we, because to me, and I want to, phrase this right, to say that the individual needs to move rather than the individual needs to be moved is a dangerous precedent as well.
Say that again, Ms. Tripp. Say that one more time. Say it one more time.
To say that the individual needs to move rather than us having a mindset that they need to be moved, I think can be a dangerous precedent, and not pointing the finger back to Felicia or whoever else goes to that voting booth to make better decisions in that voting booth.
Right.
So what can we do in that mindset of self-determination to make us understand how all these things play a part on our life?
We just have to put the word out there, keep talking to people, and just keep doing what we're doing, But apparently what we're doing, the way we've been doing it, hasn't been working. So my view of it is Jackson is getting younger. I still cater to the older generations and even my generation, but we have to focus on the younger. Well, my focus is now on the younger people, because now we have more young people aged 18 to 45 in this city than we have 45 and up. It hadn't always been like that.
Right.
But the problem is, even though they outnumber them personally, when it comes to the voting booth, they're outvoted because we can't get our younger people there. But again, I do stand by my statement. Some people should do the right thing, train somebody up, and move out of the way. But
I don't disagree.
Pride won't let you do that.
Right.
But we have to focus on our young people. And the hardest thing, because and the question you asked me is a great question. It's like the hardest thing to do is get people to understand that their vote counts. So many people I talk to, and I know I ran for mayor.
Did a hell of a job too, sir.
So many people I talk to, and I talk to a lot of young people. If I had got all these young people I talk to vote, I would have won the election. We probably wouldn't even had to have a runoff. But every last one of them was like, well, my vote ain't gonna count no way. They always put the person they want to put in office, and older people do it too. But they're gonna put who they want to put anyway. Voting is just a process, but they already know who's gonna win. And the biggest issue is just trying to change that mindset. So what I decide is we get young people who can get out there and electrify young people,
Right.
and help them understand the importance, of the voting process. And I think there's a disconnect when you talk about somebody my age going to high school seniors or college students. To them, I'm just another politician trying to get a vote. But when you have a young person, that don't have a dog in the hunt, comes out and say, hey, look, y'all, this is important to us and this is why we need to do it, then I think it will resonate more coming from that younger individual. So I just felt like the way we've been doing it, it just hasn't worked.
Right.
So now it's time to pivot to something different,
Yes.
which is what I'm trying to do with Zion and Deja.
Excellent.
Okay.
You mentioned the color green, and I love that green is actually, they shifted from brown to green with environmental and climate justice as far as the
Really?
movement. So a lot of the work that I'm in is part of blue or green work. With that being said, there's a power in words. It can be the exact same thing, but somebody shifts the word that applies to it, and there's a mindset shift.
Okay.
Do you think that part of the reason that young people are disillusioned with participating in the process is because we do point the finger often and say that, hey, it's up to you to change the future, but we also blame them for everything that's going on now.
Right.
Case in point, violent crime in particular is up in most places.
Right.
I'm sorry. Actually, crime is down according to the statistics. I'm rolling my eyes because I don't believe them. But anyway,
The news doesn't
look,
either.
You did say she tells the truth, right?
Oh, she gonna put it in your face.
Okay.
Leave your feelings and your
I heard her
emotions.
say because I don't believe him.
Right. Go right
Okay.
ahead.
there's a high level of violence that's going on, and these past few weeks show us
Right.
what's been on
the
the
past
news.
48 hours.
Yeah, even that, right?
Yeah.
So with that being said, population is decreasing. So of course, numbers will reflect the decrease
Right.
in per capita, I guess, with crime. But we see the violence, we feel the violence.
Uh-huh.
But young people are often blamed.
Right.
There's an age group over 40 that is participating in the crime, but those numbers aren't often counted for.
Right.
And we've even accepted and glorified this term YN.
Right.
How is it that we are uplifting the youth when we are finger pointing and again glorifying such terms as YNs and there's not really, outside of Reset Jackson, what do you see being done on a larger scale to help our young people to know their value and to not devalue them with terms like YN?
Before we even go there, how long has that YN term been available? Is that a year, 2 years? Did it slip up on us?
I don't
know
think it's
when
been
it
that
started.
long.
Okay.
I think it may have been about a year, maybe a little
A
over
year,
a year.
If anybody knows, please put it in the comments. But it hasn't been
Yeah.
out there long.
I would have to do some research on
Yeah.
it, but I know that it's being pushed.
Oh, it's
in-
being pushed.
Yeah, in an aggressive manner. So, what is it that you see? If we're going to uplift their minds, we have to uplift our mindset too about
Right.
them, right? So,
And
what are your
look,
thoughts
I've
on that?
even joked about that. I said, "Oh, I'm an OYN," but I'm just,
Yeah, I
but
get you.
just listening to you say it like that now, it gives a different perspective on it, But and I just don't know, Miss Felicia, and I'm not gonna sit here and pretend that I have the answer to that. But again, we just have to, be our brother's keeper, and we have to not be afraid to talk to them, not be afraid to let them know, know every young person isn't a problem. But we have to be able to reach the ones that aren't a problem and find, talk to them about solutions to how to deal with other young people. Because again, we're not in a circle where we deal with young people all the time. So that's why you go to the source. How you work around these young people, or you go to school with them, and I'm sure they have friends with some of them or whatever. What do you see as a problem? And a lot of time, I hear, well, they just want to fit in. They have bad home lives. So it goes way deeper than anything that I could fix, or you could fix, or Bro Howard can fix. There's a whole community issue as far as poverty and homes without fathers and things like that we were raised with. So I think it's just going to be a process. It didn't get like this overnight, and it's definitely not going to be fixed overnight. But we definitely need to find a way to start putting the brakes on it. And again, conversation like what we're having now, I never had that thought about saying YN.
Right.
But I'm going to change my mindset on it.
Question,
and
please.
That's what it takes.
Do you think the incidents that happened this weekend up in Leland and also in Heidelberg, that it was already brewing? Do you think it was already brewing and people kind of just looked over it, or because did somebody just show up angry and mad and disgruntled, or was it already brewing and we didn't intercept it prior to it making it to that point? Is
a lot of times that is the case, but I think there's a macro and micro to all of these things. There's different levels to it.
Right.
There can be a brewing where somebody had been beefing back and forth.
Right.
Or there's the other brewing where we talk about crime going up. We talk about lead being in the water. We know that lead in water increases violent actions.
Right.
But nobody's talking about the impact that these environmental factors are having on individuals who are indeed going through things.
Right.
So imagine
deep.
having a learning disability and being exposed to air or water that are contaminating your mind and body.
Yeah, food too.
And I mean, and it seems to be with the greatest of intent. Like we are literally, people are ecstatic right now about potential data centers coming to Jackson. To Mississippi, period, and near the Jackson, Mississippi area. But guess what? Little Dixie has waste that is leaking, leachate waste that is contaminating the ground.
Deep.
It's in a particular proximity to this data center. Now that groundwater is going to be contaminated. So our babies are breathing air and near water and drinking water that is contaminated. So our very minds and bodies are contaminated. Right. We know the impact. You can read it. It's said. Right. This is nobody made up. This is not like Santa Claus or a unicorn.
Right.
This causes violent behavior. This causes learning issues. So imagine sitting in a class, I can't learn well. Right. And imagine somebody having violent behavior. Now you don't have access to health care. And also, here's some more for you. Here's some more contamination for you. Right. Disguised as economic development. So, I mean, I'm just trying to figure out how.
You really touched on a lot.
Yeah, but it's all true. And so, like I said, it's going to be a process. But it's gonna take people.
And not to interrupt you, but like he said, you talking about a daddy not being in the home. Mama ain't at home because she got to work 2 jobs to pay the light bill that's doubled up because of the so-called economic development that's coming with the light bill that got doubled up and brand twice as high. So we have to look at this thing from a whole different mindset. Right.
And I think one of the biggest problems is when we talk about, young people and crime and things of that nature, they don't touch a lot on mental health when it comes to our people.
Don't touch on mental health. Don't give you access to it. Then you make the guns easily accessible, right?
Easily accessible. When they get them, the first thing, even if one is killed, the first thing they want to do is find out what his background is. How many times he been arrested, how times he been to juvie and stuff like that.
Right.
But the first thing happens when there's other people is, well, do they have a history of mental health? Or does their family have a history of mental health? And because they ignore the fact that black
James
people
Hopkins,
can have mental health
Jackson.
too. And we're not educated. I'm saying we as a whole, we're not educated enough to know that we can demand a mental health test when that child is arrested. You know, we just accept it. We accept a public defender who works for the state, which means he's not really defending you because he's working for the state. We accept a public defender. They tell you, well, take this little plea and you'll be out. Instead of doing 20 years, you can do 5 years out in 2 years on good behavior. And they push us through the system. And then you get into prison, still don't get the mental help that you need. And when they release them back on the street, they're back doing the same thing again.
And they're coming back to a community that criminalizes them, that looks like them, whereas somebody else who doesn't look like us, they're accepted into their community.
Sure
Like,
is.
okay, you know what? I don't believe that Jonathan is going to get through college. Let's get him a real estate license.
Right.
Let's get him into what he needs to be successful.
Right.
We criminalize our own.
We do.
Okay.
We do.
I didn't mean to.
And that's why it's so easy for us to call them YNs.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. They just dropped quite a few nuggets. YNs, the contaminants in our ecosystem. We always seem to say dad's not in the homes, people being overworked, but we always bypass the ecosystem factors. Okay. We're going to pivot a little bit.
Okay.
Because we got another project that you cooking in the kitchen.
Okay.
And that project is, hold on. Here we go right here. Your words, your voice with James Hopkins.
Yes,
Give us
sir.
an update on what we got going on with that, how we can find you, when we can find you, and how people can connect to be on the show.
Okay, your words, your voice is that simple. I just created this show to give the community, a chance to just speak. And it's not open to just community organizers, elected officials, and all that. It's open to the common man. You could be just somebody that wants to just clear your mind about something. You're welcome to come on the show because we're here to talk to people. Everybody is somebody, and nobody is nobody. So our show is for anybody that wants to come on. I'm not going to tell you how to talk when you come on there because if I told you how to talk, it wouldn't be your words. It'll just be your voice. So we let them come on, say what they want to say. I have had, the pleasure of having, several great guests and several great shows. And I had a guy on there. What's this guy's name? I think his name was Howard Sanders.
I thought you was about to say
He
Mr.
came on the show
And you let me cuss.
Yeah, I let him cuss. But guess
man.
what? His words, his voice.
Right.
But
So where's
the
your
show,
voice,
I
Mr.
created the show, basically to give the community a chance to just come on and just talk about what they want to talk about and just have different topics and things of that nature. We do it on Wednesday nights from 6 to 7 at the We Believe Digital Podcast. And you can find the show at We Believe Digital Podcast on Facebook and YouTube. It does air live. So we also have a call-in number if people want to call in and make comments. I've had Howard on. I've had state representatives on. I've had former Mayor Lumumba on. I've had pastors on, other community organizations, so I've had Jackson State Organization, Girls Against Gun Violence. So it's a broad spectrum, of who I've had. But I would love to have somebody on, to talk about mental health. I would love to have a love doctor on to talk about relationships because a lot of time domestic violence is a problem we have in our community where a child grows up,
Tremendous problem.
So we want to, I would love to have a love doctor on. Love doctor, if you're out there, call me. Let's get on this show.
How can they get on the show?
They can get on the show. All they have to do, you can inbox me at Hopkins James, or you can inbox me at Reset Jackson, or if you want to call my number. Reset Jackson has a new number, people.
Go ahead.
It's
They done burnt that other
Man,
one
they
up.
burnt the other one
Burnt
up.
that
Look,
one up.
I can't tell the difference between
Woo!
business and personal. I don't have a special ring.
You
So I
still
said,
getting
let me give 'em a new
complaints?
number. Right, everything.
City issues?
Same number I had with my restaurant. So I still got people calling Reset Jackson trying to see if I deliver. So here's Reset Jackson's new number. Put it in your phone. It's 769-352-4490. That's
Hit it again.
769-352-4490. And guess what? It's an iPhone.
What that mean? What that mean?
Look, I'm so used to the Android. You see, I know special
And
things.
people make fun of you about that Android, don't they?
But look, my Android is my baby.
No joke.
The iPhone I'm just using to try to, keep up a little bit, learn a little bit. But my Android, I'm going to always own an Android.
I swapped from an iPhone to an Android.
Yeah, and you made a great decision.
Yeah, I don't like people randomly FaceTiming me without permission.
Wow.
Right.
It's a peace of mind. Our chapter president in Nairobi, we invested in an iPhone. Okay, and I told her, I said, that's a piece of dope in your palm. That's a piece of crack. I call it phone crack.
Okay.
Now, she's got a Samsung.
Yeah.
She'll turn it off. She'll set it over to the side. Miss Dada Rose, hopefully you don't mind me sharing this story. 24 hours into having possession of the phone.
Yeah.
She's not keeping up with me. She's not showing me the city anymore. She's not leading me.
He learned that.
Brother Hopkins. She behind me with her head down. I say, look now, that's that dope kicking in. So my iPhone users, y'all be very mindful. So anyway, but the iPhone is, I think it's a piece of crack.
And I got it to, I want to take, better pictures, better videos and things of that nature. And sometimes I do get a lot of calls from people who, hey, let's meet and talk. And I don't always have the time to physically meet people. So now I can FaceTime, and still keep my work going. So that was one of the reasons I got that iPhone.
Miss Tripp, you said something about people FaceTiming you without having permission. What does that look like?
I mean,
you ain't the person just up to FaceTime.
Well, let me just say this. Those people are my children.
Oh, okay.
And it would be like my young adult children. I love them to death. But I feel obligated to answer, and I be sitting in important meetings, and I'm looking at that phone. I'm like, they know I'm in a meeting, so this must be important. And you answer, hey, Ma, wait, what? Nothing I do is important.
Right.
I remember responding to that disaster in Jackson County after a tornado hit down there, and one of my sons was calling me, and I just knew it was an emergency
because you're in an emergency.
Yeah, it was his third time calling me, and I answered, "Hey, son, everything okay? Yeah. Which one of these shirts do you think looks better?" Headed to.
He was showing you the shirt.
Yeah. You like my taste anyway. I love them, but yeah, I love them so much. I would answer for them anytime, but because I answer for them now, other people around me start just randomly FaceTime me. I say, "Yep."
Time to stop. Time to stop. Mr. Hopkins, you said that you wanted to venture into some uncharted waters, which is not new to you. You're accustomed to being in uncharted waters. So I said, well, what did you want to conversate about? We've got probably about 17 minutes left, so I'm going to let you do what you do. Uncharted waters. And he said, I want to speak on the process of our next
chief of police.
Oh.
Because
talk about it.
I think it's real important that we get the right person. It's very important because right now we're at a crossroads where 3 years ago, Jackson was #1 in homicides in the nation. The year before that, they were #1 in homicides. They skipped the year, they were like #3, but the year before that, they were #1 in homicides. So we have a history. We baby Chicago. Well, they've been calling us Little Chicago, but now it's for a totally different reason.
That's true.
It used to be because everybody from from Mississippi migrated to Chicago, but now it's because the crime and things of that nature. So we watched the numbers drop, and right now we're about 40 bodies less than we were this time last year.
Accounted for, allegedly.
Allegedly. Right. So I think it's important that we elect someone that can keep the trend going to where we lower and lower and lower the numbers. I listened to some of the qualifications, which were all great qualifications.
Give me 3 of them, sir.
Of course, he wanted them to have experience.
Okay.
He wanted them to be data-driven. And he wanted them to have experience in anti-gang. So I like all of the requirements, but what I'm hoping is the focus on breaking down gangs isn't the main focus.
Do you think we have a gang problem in Jackson?
We don't. I think we have gangs in Jackson, but we don't have a gang problem in Jackson.
Right.
You know, and I think what we have in Jackson is just a lot of people who are in little groups, and you fight my friend, I'm gonna fight you too.
Right.
And they consider it gangs because, again, we have people who are generations ahead of what's going on now, so they don't understand that just because you get a group of people fighting, that does not mean they're a gang.
Right.
You know, and my concern is that if that's one of your biggest focuses, then you may go somewhere like maybe Baltimore or Philadelphia or even someone in Chicago and say, well, he was great with gangs in Chicago. Well, my question would be, well, how many lawsuits did the Chicago Police Department have while this person was there? How many unarmed people were killed by police officers when this person was there? And the reason I say that is because wherever you come from, there has to be a culture in that department.
Right.
And I've seen it all over the country, and I'm sure you have too, especially the first 4 years when Donald Trump was in office. It was open season on unarmed black men and women, across this country. And it was a lot of it from these big-time departments where they do have gang problems. So would the person coming from outside have that mentality that we're going to fix this by any means necessary? Or will we get someone that's going to come in and follow up with what's been going on under Chief Wade, which was community building, building trust with the community? Because I got to be honest, before Chief Wade, it's been a long time since we seen the community trust police.
You think the community trusts police now?
I think they do. I'm not saying they completely trust them, but there's a better relationship between the police department and the citizens.
Okay, so let's take the word trust out. Did he increase the capabilities and the ability to work with the police?
Work with. That's the word.
Okay.
The phrase. Yeah, he definitely did that. You about to ask me something?
Yeah, I was just going to ask you internally, do you think the police have the same feeling? Do they have more of a sense of trust internally?
You mean trusting
themselves,
the system,
the system,
the administration?
And I'll tell you what I mean by that. I used to work in dispatch, and when I got into emergency management, I met a guy who also used to work in dispatch years and years ago, who became a police officer. And one of his stories to me about his time was letting them know about some corruption that was going on. There were some police officers who were shaking down some of the guys on the street, as well as some other things going on. When he revealed that, everybody turned against him. He was left on a call by himself.
He crossed the blue line.
You know. So are you familiar with the show Gangs in Blue? It was also a book. Do you believe that police who are honest are actually free to report wrongdoing in Jackson Police Department right now? Because this is what I'm talking about is a long time ago. But do you think that environment exists in any shape, form, or fashion?
Yeah, I think no matter what type of business you're in, when you have so many people who are disgruntled about pay, disgruntled about how many hours they work, disgruntled about the lack of room for promotion, you're going to always find somebody in that group that's going to say, well, shoot, I just do it myself. They don't want to pay me. I pay myself.
Well, what I mean, I guess
I know what you're saying. Would they be able to report it and still feel like the officers have their back?
Right. Well, not the officers, the higher ups. Do you feel that the officers are truly satisfied with the department?
I really can't answer that. That's one of those questions. But what I've seen from the officers that I work with and that I've, worked with in the community, I say I probably know about maybe a little over 100 and some odd officers, like where they walk up and we know each other.
Right.
I can't say they are happy, but a lot of them are happier with the current situation they're in.
Right.
You
Okay.
know, but I don't believe that anybody that's going to put the department in jeopardy financially because the higher ups are concerned now. Okay, well, you're saying this person is doing that and this person doing that. First of all, we got to keep this under wraps because if it gets into the media or gets in social media, you're gonna have 10,000 people saying, "Well, he did this and he did that," and it would destroy the entire police department. So I do believe there may be some higher ups that just don't want someone to come out and well, they say rat on another officer.
Let me ask something. How important, speaking to both of you, loving on community, how important and vital is it to select from within before we select someone out?
100%.
And that was my next question.
Oh,
That's where
That's
I
what I
was
was leading up to. Too.
okay. Well, go
Yeah.
ahead, Mr. Tripp. Frame it
yeah,
for
go
me.
ahead.
Because I think that your argument is for internal.
Internal.
And my mindset
Yeah.
is if that environment exists, how can you not at least consider
It
external?
has to be.
You can I feel like you can consider external and you should follow the process through. But my thing is the reason why I say I would hire internally because again, every police isn't corrupt.
No, not
But
at all.
suppose you bring in a corrupt officer who now needs people on his team or her team to make sure that when they come to Jackson, where they're leaving this possibility of making $200,000 as a police chief, and they're coming here and make $100,000, they need someone to help them do whatever they want to do, to make up for that loss.
Right.
But my reason for wanting someone internal, again, is because we've seen what Chief Wade do work. And to me, it's about making sure that we don't lose the momentum that
True.
we have. We have officers who are in the community, not just on duty. And I have one guy, I don't even know if he's going to apply now. Can I say a name?
Please, that's on you. It's your show.
Commander Mark Hodges.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Great guy. Been with the department over 3 decades.
That's
Stellar
30 years.
record.
That's 30 years. 30
That's
years.
30 years.
Plus.
Over 30 plus years. Stellar record. He's in the community. He's always involved in events, whether it's a JPD event or whether it's organization events.
Right.
But he's also out there when he's not on duty. He has a respect from what I see. Now, I can't speak for everybody.
It's your perception.
But he
your
has the
perspective.
respect of so many officers. A lot of
I've
the
heard good
officers
things.
in that department has come through him one way or another in training. And he was also one of the main people everywhere Chief Wade went to build what he built in his administration.
Wow.
So my thing is, I would go for somebody like that if I were the mayor. But Mark Hodges would already be my chief of police.
You know, and I really was surprised that from an interim perspective that somebody like whoever the assistant police chief was at the time was
Right.
pulled up.
Wasn't
But I know a lot of good officers too, like you said. Trina Yarber.
Trina
When
Yarber.
I tell you,
Oh, yeah, she's
Trina.
deep.
Yeah,
Oh,
Trina,
yeah.
that's
She's
my
deep.
girl.
Yeah,
Trina.
she's deep.
yeah, I can't say enough about her.
She has a strong presence when
Oh,
she's in
absolutely.
spaces.
Absolutely,
Right.
without being overbearing.
With no one
or-
overbearing.
Right.
Yeah, so
She can stern look you as well as smile.
Absolutely.
And still deliver the message.
absolutely, and to me, she encompasses what I would call a leader.
Right.
And,
Right.
so many other names that I could call.
Right.
But even with knowing that, I just wish that there was an opportunity for them to have some one-on-one conversations with the officers there
Why not let the officers pick
And-
5
and
people,
really-
6 people?
Right.
and really find out where their mind
That's very
is
true.
on it.
What does it
Right.
do for upward mobility?
I will also say this. I hear a lot of people, I've gone to several of those meetings that they were having
Mhm.
to talk about
You
this.
always in spaces.
Right.
And I hear a lot of people talk about how Chief Wade was present, so they loved it, and that's good.
Right.
But I also think about things from a management standpoint. You know, I was a senior manager, so
Okay.
I managed managers.
Right.
And the one thing that I learned the hard way was you can't be everywhere and be effective in your position.
Right.
So Jackson is not Canton. Jackson is in Bolton.
Right.
You can't expect your police chief to be at every community meeting, every
Exactly.
community thing, and be effective at managing
Right.
the managers, because
Right.
essentially that's what the police chief is. So I hope that whoever's chosen for this spot, internally or externally, that the community, please allow them to not have to be at every
Right.
meeting with Mama and Papa, and
Right.
you know, with
It
three
goes back
people,
to that baton
so that
passing.
they can effectively and essentially get the department where they going in the direction they needed to go in,
Right.
and that the elected officials actually allow the police to be
Police.
Police.
Yeah,
Yeah.
police.
instead of them
And get-
playing police.
Brother
They
Hopkins.
get your media
Go ahead.
person to speak. Like they used to have
Right.
someone to speak. The chief wasn't always the one in front of the cameras.
Right.
You know, but I think I kind of understood why he was doing it.
Yeah, I don't think there's
But
anything
I
wrong with
think
their part to deliver the
but
message.
I
but
agree with what she says. How can you be this place, this place, this place, this place, this place, and still understand what's going on, you know, within the department?
Right. There's
know,
enough
so-
work for everyone.
Yeah, some places you be, some places you probably have to be, some places you should be, you know. But I think always have a someone to speak publicly for you, doing different events, and just don't go to everything. But I still believe that the chief has to be somebody that the community knows and that's willing to get out, that's not afraid of the community,
yes,
that don't think that the answer, the solution to every problem is lock them up,
right,
you know.
right.
Brother Hopkins, what does your 5-step process look like in the selection of the next chief of police?
Well, of course, first they gotta want the job.
Mm.
That's the first step.
Mm.
Apply for the job. I wouldn't go searching somebody out saying, "Hey, look, we got a job down here in Jackson. You interested?" Apply for the job.
Right. You know what? And I like the way, because you're speaking to the men and women in blue.
Right.
Do not be hesitant.
Right.
If you have the confidence, the time, the skill set to put your name in the hat.
Put it in
Do
the
not
hat.
eliminate yourself because you don't feel like you got the chance. It goes back to the voting thing.
Right.
Put your name in the hat.
Put your
Show up for the
name in
work.
the
Be
hat.
ready. Be preparing your resume, your work portfolio right now. Go right
That's
here. That's
right.
number one. Got to be ready to do the work.
Right. Secondly, they have to understand the community that they're trying to serve.
Understand.
So you can't serve if you don't really understand the community.
If
can't
you ain't been out
properly
there.
serve.
If you ain't been out there.
Got to be out there. You also have to be able to garner, if you don't already know the people you're going to be over, you have to garner their respect.
Yes.
Mm.
So nobody, if they don't respect you, or you're not going to get the best out of them. You want people to give you the very best of who they are,
Right.
not because they just have to, but because they feel like I want to.
Be more worried about being respected than liked.
Right. Right. I like that.
Okay.
What
so-
I just said, I said be more. What I just say?
Lean more to being respected than liked.
That's what I said.
Okay, so
I
let me
just
do a
said.
recap. The first thing is you got to want to work. You got to want the job.
You have to want the job.
The
for
second
you.
thing is you need to know the community.
Know the community.
And then number 3, you need to garner, Garne.
Garner the respect
Okay.
of the people who work under you.
Okay. What we got for number 4?
Hey, we definitely have to know the job. So,
Mm.
you know, I probably should have put that soon, but no,
These are
we're gonna put it
interchangeable.
right there.
Okay.
You have to know the job. And my thing, because I've been in leadership on all my jobs, you have to be able to listen. You can't come in being the smartest person in the room, having all the answers.
Right.
Because you'll never listen to people who just might have the real answer.
All right. So John Hopkins got a 5-step process.
You're not going to do my name like that.
Okay. No. James Hopkins. My fault. My fault. My fault. My fault. My
So
fault.
You said John,
John
James,
Hopkins.
you said
Oh, why is
Hobson,
it-
Hobson.
man,
Yeah,
correct
you're
me.
not gonna do
You're
my
so
name
you're
like
so
that.
cordial. Want to work. know the community, garner the respect, know the job, listen. Okay, Ms. Tripp, what's your 5-step process look like?
Oh my. You know, I like to write things down and think about it when it comes to it. So off the dome, let me think. I would have to agree with Mr. Hopkins
Which one?
on the respect.
Respect, garner
Yeah.
respect.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Understand that there are going to be some people who won't like you. They won't like your decision making, but you will have respect if you give it.
Okay.
You give respect, be respectable, and you will have a team that'll back you. They might not come to your birthday party, but they'll have your back.
Okay. What's
Yes.
number 2?
Number 2, I would definitely say, which leans into the respect component, be a man or woman of integrity.
Integrity.
I love it.
Don't necessarily lean to being more political
Right.
than being a person of integrity.
Okay.
Because there again, that goes to that being liked rather than
Right.
being respected.
Okay.
Politicians are going to want certain things done a certain way. Is it legal, ethical, moral, and is it within your heart and mind to do?
Okay.
Should always come before
The
that.
best decision.
Okay. Number 3?
Number 3, be a person, and I hate using that term, that think out the box,
Okay.
but yeah, think outside of the already defined terms of business as usual. Learn what resources are out here and not use we don't have the money as an excuse to not make
As a
things
platform.
happen.
I almost want
Absolutely.
to jump up and run it in.
Wow.
And read that.
We have too
Wow.
many community organizations
We
and
do.
judges who are willing to work with individuals. So just like with disaster, we have to look at community from the different phases. Why aren't we working more on prevention?
Right.
You know, so that's one part.
Okay,
That
so
may
that's
go into
number.
preach
So we
mode.
got garner respect, integrity, think outside of the box.
Absolutely.
Number 4.
And utilizing the resources. And number 4, have a plan. Have a plan for the community, but also have a plan for the individual officers. I think that people are more likely to be motivated to do their job. It's not just about money, because a lot of people have left JPD to go to departments that pay less money.
Right.
It's a morale situation.
Mm.
People
Wow.
want to be respected. People want to be trusted, and people want to be positioned for growth. So
We do.
Set
We
your,
do.
Set your people on a path in which they can grow, earn,
And-
learn, and continue to grow.
And that's why
Advocate
it's
for
so
your people.
it's so vital to start within the department as opposed to pulling somebody from
Right.
outside. Okay, that's number 4. Number 5.
Number 5, understand the importance of your dispatch with police.
Wow.
It's a make or break situation between the community and the safety of officers.
Okay.
I know that's
deep right there.
random, but these are they call dispatchers lifelines. They literally are. Make sure that they have the proper training, the proper respect, and what they need to be successful, and that it's not just a check job, a
Right.
check off job. We have them just because we need them. No, you need to make sure you have people that are properly trained and respected and respectable.
That's deep. That's deep. James Hopkins, let them know how they can find you, both on social media, on your podcast, and also your community engagement.
Okay. Again, I keep everything simple. I don't have 4 or 5 different pages. I am Hopkins James on Facebook. Anything you need to know or see is gonna always be on my main page, Hopkins James. I also post on my Reset Jackson page, and that's also on Facebook, Reset Jackson. Finally got started on IG.
Okay, congrats. Hold on. I had to bring in Dada Rose to handle the IG and the TikTok. I'm so
Right.
man. I'm
And
so
what I did
man.
when
Facebook is killing
when
me.
I got the IG, when I got the iPhone. Okay.
Oh my
So
goodness.
on IG, I'm Reset Jackson 25.
Okay.
So you can find me on either one of those. And look, I want to tell people this. I'm reachable and I am approachable. I see so many people out in the public that know me. And I love when people come up and, hey, I know you and you do this and you do that. It lets me know that my work isn't going in vain, you know. But I'm very approachable. If you ever see me out there, just say hi. Just say anything because, you know, I like conversation with people because you never know in a conversation I might learn something from you or you may learn something from me, or we may learn something about each other that makes both of us better. But
What's one way not to approach?
Hey, man! Ain't you that motherfucker? Yeah, don't approach me like that.
Shouting
now.
out the window, driving fast.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Don't do that. Look,
Go ahead.
I
Go
know
ahead.
we're talking about this.
Go ahead.
I just gotta mention this.
Please do.
This homecoming. You know, I saw a fight this morning lasted over 2 minutes.
This morning?
Ended up being
Wait.
about 10
Was that live or was that on
it was
Facebook?
I think Facebook.
Okay.
But
I didn't get that
it's
one on
like
my
we
timeline
gotta
yet.
do better with our people.
With our
Bunch of
emotions and
girls,
feelings.
and they started with 2 people, and before you know, it was like 12 people fighting.
Right.
You know, I had someone call me 2 days ago. Traffic was backed up on the highway, and you know, cars are right there in that.
You getting traffic calls
waterwork
too?
curve.
You getting traffic calls too?
No, let me tell you why they
Okay.
called me. Somebody, she was driving, and about this much room, you couldn't get in. Said she couldn't let the guy in. He goes in a bag and points a gun at her.
Oh my goodness.
Was that local?
Yes,
Wow.
Waterworks curve,
Okay.
because he wanted to get in.
Waterworks
Waterworks,
on the interstate.
right?
Wow.
It gets bad there.
But he had an out of town
Tag.
license.
Okay.
Yeah. But my thing is like,
There's a lot of pressure on
look,
people.
we just got to do better as people.
It's humans.
You know, as
As humans.
we just got to do better. So I just want to say this to people: stop fighting all the time. Stop posting everything, because all it does is it just
Excites us.
somebody sees this person get beat up. Now everybody, oh, I saw you get whooped.
Right.
Now all of a sudden you got to turn around and
Retaliation
retaliate.
mindset, yeah.
All these girls out there fighting, and then you see 3 or 4 guys recording it. But again, this is why people use the phrases YN. How do you get away from that stereotype when these are the things that you do?
Well, let me just say this, and this is not a defense on it. You have just
no,
as
that's
much,
I
you
just
know,
want to know though.
because I don't hear YWs or YC, and they do just
Right.
as much.
Right.
So we can't place this cloak of expectation. While we do need to improve and do better, we have got to stop these large cloak labels, because
These large what, Miss? Sure. What you call it?
cloaks and labels amongst everyone. You know, my
Right.
son was here from Hattiesburg, and he's a member of a fraternity. And instantly, when they told me he was here from Hattiesburg to go to a party, my antennas went up.
Right.
Then I got a call from my daughter who said, "Hey, Mom, we headed back down here at 9:00 because Dante said he has to go to work."
Right.
Not everybody's under that label, and I know
Right.
not just my children are responsible and just looking,
Right.
you know.
So let me ask you this:
Yeah.
when you say don't say stuff like YN because there's no YC and this and that, what do you feel about the phrase "I'm an independent black woman"?
I mean, if they're an independent black woman, shout out to them. I mean,
What is
Have
it?
you ever heard "I'm an independent Chinese woman" or "I'm an independent Mexican woman"?
oh yeah, it's called feminism, and a lot of different ethnicities, nationalities.
We
But
love
we've
these
been
titles.
taught that our women have been taught to say "independent, strong woman" because
But-
what it does is it eliminates the need
Oh,
for
I
what.
don't disagree with you
Yeah,
on that.
and I don't like when they say that, you know. So
right.
I'm just thinking about it
But
because
that's
you said
them
there's
placing
no
their
such thing
own
as
label on
YC.
them, right?
Right.
We should not be placing that cloak on,
On
our
young people.
on
Okay.
our people. Period.
Okay.
It's just like when you have women who have certain standards.
Uh-huh.
Now they are this. Why their cloak
Right.
based on a standard?
Right.
But why put a cloak of negativity when we
Right.
say we need to uplift our young?
Right. And then call them
Right.
YNs.
Now,
Right.
individual choosing a label or a cloak, that's different.
Okay.
But putting that expectation and mindset in who we are, and now we've made it acceptable for people who have demonized and criminalized just based on skin color.
Right.
We cannot play into that.
Right.
Willie Lynch, 1812.
Right.
We'll have to peel that back one day.
Yep.
Miss
I like
Tripp.
the answer. I was just curious about it because I know I never hear any other race or hear anybody else say you got to be a strong, independent white woman. But
Right.
it's
But
just
they
like
did.
that's
They said that with feminism.
with feminism.
Yeah, and the feminist movement was
That
not
was in the
started
50s,
by black
right?
women.
1950s.
And it continues very strong now.
Okay.
It continues very strong now, but we didn't start that.
No.
We didn't start it. Unfortunately, majority of us were placed in having to be there.
Right.
But
You know, it's about
Not
the
me,
color
though,
pink
shout
and
out.
blue. Yeah. Okay. So
All right. You know what I really was drawn in was the way you all were able to communicate
right.
without becoming defensive in the communication.
Right. Oh,
We-
she made wonderful.
Yeah, I mean, we need to
points
spend.
on the podcast.
We need to be more lip on top, on bottom,
right.
shut to listen.
Right.
Yeah, we can learn a whole lot. I was told that before I went to Africa. Just listen.
Uh-huh.
And it worked out. I asked one of the Uber drivers, I said, how can you tell that I'm American? Well, number one, I'm one of the most light-skinned people out there. But he said, but you can't really tell because of color,
right.
per se. He said, your accent gives it away.
Really?
So that means I'm talking too much. My accent gives it away. So as soon as they hear my voice, then they know because of my English pronunciation and dialogue. Yeah, so I want to encourage us to listen more. Put the top lip on the bottom lip. I promise you it's not going to hurt. And you'll be surprised how much you'll walk away a conversation being more informed. Ms. Tripp, in closing out, what's the wrong way to approach you, independent black woman, feminist?
Oh, I'm not.
Should I ask from your independent black womanhood? Should I ask from your feminist or from your professional or just being in the hood?
I'm not a feminist. I'm
Okay,
a womanist.
okay,
Say
a
that.
womanist. Okay,
Yeah,
Womanist. Okay.
but the wrong way to approach me.
right. Should we say professionally? Professionally. Okay, let's go professionally
Professionally.
first.
The wrong way to approach me professionally?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, I mean, if you're being professional, then there's no wrong way.
Uh-uh,
okay?
not if your definition and perception and experience of professionalism may be different than someone else.
Yeah.
So let's say this: as a
hopefully they
consumer seeing you in a power position, what is the wrong way to approach if I need your assistance in resolving a challenge that I have? Is that a better way of framing it?
Okay, I would say the wrong way to approach me is with an expectation of a yes.
Ooh,
Okay.
this lady deep.
Give her a clap for that.
Okay,
one.
thank you. I had him flown in from Nairobi. All right. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah,
That's professionally
right.
in the neighborhood.
Same.
Okay.
Don't approach me with an expectation that I owe you anything or that it's a yes.
Wow. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. That's deep. That's deep. What's the wrong way to approach me? Breathe before you approach me. Just breathe.
Yeah.
And consider, would you want someone to approach you in such a manner?
Right.
Just breathe. Just breathe. Yeah. There's a lot of pressure out here. There's a lot of stress. There's a lot of stretching going on. Please know that these spirits are running around waiting for a way to get inside of us to make us act out.
What'd you say, running around?
These little fallen angels, these spirits, these demons. I don't like to give certain words too much credit.
Right.
These entities.
Right.
And saying I'm sorry after you've done something that you can't alter or change can't fix, is not going to make it right. Is it really that serious? There's a lot of noise. I had an incident where I went out to someone's residence, and they came to it was an upper echelon, and they came with a weapon, a broad daylight. I've got my suit on. I wasn't fazed at all because I was in peace, and I didn't take it personal. By the time we finished communicating, the gentleman said, "Are you afraid?" I said, "Brother, I just got back from Africa. I'm in peace." I want to encourage people, you don't have to go to Africa, but you need to find your peace. There's a lot of noise. There's a lot of stress. There's a lot of tension on us. And when I watch our systems, as you've spoken on several times, Ms. Tripp, we have been bombarded with a tremendous amount, an amplified volume of negative vibrations. It used to be back in the day, you said, "Oops, I'm sorry." And we moved on. So, Mr. Hopkins, as always, it's a pleasure to know you, to be around you, to be in space. Thank you so much today for showing up and being here.
Thank you. Can I say something right quick?
Go ahead.
I just want to tell everybody, next Saturday, because the 18th,
Okay.
at the Mega Evers Library, it starts at 10 o'clock. I think it ends at 2.
10 to
My
2.
guy,
Byron Brumfield will be having a youth explosion.
Right.
If your children have any talent, if they just want to talk, if they want to just say Jesus whip,
That's a good point.
bring them out there because he's doing this is something that I don't think has been done in this city. If it has, it's been a long time ago,
Right.
the way he's doing it. But he's inviting everybody out. Bring your children out and come support this event. It's very important that we support events like this and support our youth. So big ups to my guy Byron Brumfield, Mega Evers Reloaded, a mission and a movement. Y'all come out and check him out next Saturday from 10 to 2 at the Mega Evers Live.
And he'll be coming in at about 12:30 to share his excitement, his energy, and his enthusiasm. And please don't tell that man you're going to do something you don't do it, because he know how to, hey, that brother know how to put videos together. He know how to put music to it, and he's becoming more and more creative. I'm just glad I'm on this side of it. Also, on October the 20th, doors open at 5:30 p.m. The event starts at 6:30. Mississippi Senate District 26 candidate debate with your very own Mr. Hey host, and also with Mr. Zach Service is going to be serving as the moderator. Questions, contact us via email at contact@wearejackson.org. That's going to be October the 20th. You cannot be informed if you're sitting on the couch at your house.
That's right.
It's just not going to work. I just regret that. It's not going to work. Miss Tripp, you've got some events coming up too as well. Then you got I need Coach Abasi here, who's going to stand in plethora. Did I say it right?
Or you can have Zion, and Zion will say plethora.
No, thank you, Zion.
Zion says
Zion,
plethora.
thank you so much for altering the pronunciation so mine can be correct. My superhero Thor was over here mouthing it to me because he's stepping in for Coach Abasi. Coach Abasi, we love you, brother. D. Measy, we love you. Go right ahead, Ms. Tripp. What you got going on for the Hinds County?
All right. So the Pocahontas Community Group is hosting a candidate forum for the coroner's race and the Senate District 26 race. That's taking place on October 28th at Pine Grove Missionary Baptist Church, located on Highway 49 North. That's 10651 US 49 North. That's going to take place October 28th at 6 p.m.
Okay.
Also, there's going to be a trunk or treat at WNPR.
Trunk or treat. Okay.
That's taking place on October 31st. There'll be a movie shown for the kids. Everything is free. Space jumps, face painting. You guys come out. It's family, fun, friendly, safe event. All right. Also, we're doing a cleanup in
all this is in Hinds County.
All of it. Amen.
You don't even have to leave the county. Go ahead.
Right. There's going to be a cleanup October 25th. This is taking place in Verdant Addition, 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. This is in partnership with Keep Jackson Beautiful, the Jackson Association of Neighborhoods,
This lady knows she works.
Restore Jackson, and Eversole. You guys, I'm asking for anyone who wants to participate, please come out. Our goal is to make sure that we have these stop signs cleared and that the pathway to walk to your bus stop is clear for our young people.
Powerful.
So we're going to start, one block at a time. We want curb appeal everywhere because aesthetics matter and our communities deserve more. That's October 25th. You can give me a call at area code 601-665-5119 if you or your group would like to volunteer.
Oh, that's so professional. I know one way not to approach you.
Do tell.
You better have a plate full of work that you're doing, because if you're not doing any work, this Tripp gonna smell it on you. She gonna smell it that you just a shamer and a blamer. Don't step to this lady and you're not doing any type of work in the community.
What's that number again, Ms. Tripp?
Area code 601-665-5119.
Man, it has been a beautiful conversation. Bro Hopkins,
yes.
how you want to leave us today, sir? Not leave us. What you want to seed into us today, sir?
I just want to say that, in life we all have choices. We can choose to try to resolve the problems, or we can choose to watch the problems fester. If you're not willing to resolve the problem, stay out of the way of the people who are.
Wow.
And that's what I want to leave you.
That's powerful. I should have videoed that, but I'll go back and snip it out. That was beautiful. And Ms. Tripp, Miss Donna Rose, all the way from Nairobi, Kenya, said that I need to work on my audio percentage. So I don't know whether my mics are not too far from you
Or
all.
maybe I'm
or
just
Was it me?
not
she
acting
didn't.
right.
You know what? She is so cool. They're so still and quiet over there. She didn't pinpoint. She put it all on me.
Oh.
She said your mic is the only one that's really just in your mouth, in your face. But
Okay.
we'll work on it, Miss Dada Rose.
Miss Dada, we apologize.
Miss Dada, I apologize.
You know, when
on it.
people can come together, even in their differences, and still smile and laugh about their likes, I think we're on to something.
Oh yeah.
I think we're on to something. Now, because I haven't gotten you yet, Miss Tripp, how would you like to leave us today? What you want to see it into us?
You know what? I want everyone to just start being intentional about your purpose daily. Have a great day intentionally.
Mm.
That's it.
Yeah. You hit me the other day with that purposeful too. You hit me with 2 words, intentional. I was like, damn, she feeding me today. She must know I need some food in my system. All right, guys, you have been connected with Community Connections Conversation. This is our Community Strong for Jackson, MS. Also, we want to tap into our Community Strong for Nairobi, Kenya. Every storm has 2 purposes: to destroy what isn't solid and to reveal what is. And I think my 2 superheroes have done very well in painting you a canvas that you can paint yourself. Hey, you guys have a great Sunday. Know that you are superheroes wherever your feet are planted. And we'll be back, if Mr. Broomfield is on time, we'll be back at 12:30 so he can shout out what he got going on.
All right.
Because he's going to take it personally.
In his own way.
In his own way.
All right.
Unapologetic and uncensored.
right.
All right.
Miss Tripp, it was nice meeting you. Look, Byron talked about you so much.
Peace. Love. Put the communities together. Hey, everybody. Hey, we got something to say. Listen. Hey, we got something to say. Listen. Hey, better get off the couch. Reach one, teach one, community strong. Hey, we got something to say.
Get you over to the
Hey, we got something to say. Hey, better get off the couch. Reach one, teach one, community strong. Welcome to the show. Knowledge, the Mr. Howard Stevens with the brother Coach Body. Superheroes, conversation about the real. They try to keep it clean, but let's express how you feel. Good spirits, good vibe, no hatred or no hate. We all in the same gang, gonna change a better day. The prophet of the truth, initials POT. No price tag on this knowledge, you can get it for the free. Reach one, teach one, the old and the young. We got it by the spirits with the power of the tongue. I'm on the inside looking out, they on the outside looking in. Keep it cordial, don't export it. Call them family, call them friends. You pursue it, you can do it, show love, count your blessings. Life is hard, but it's fair, and it comes with some lessons. Mental power for an hour, want some knowledge, come to college. Important people, different topics, not that daily garbage gossip.
Got it.
Hey, we got something to say. Listen. Hey, we got something to say. Listen. Hey, better get off the couch. Reach one, teach one, community strong. Hey, we got something to say. Hey, we got something to say. Hey, better get off the couch. Reach one, teach one, community strong.